Hey folks, welcome to this week's edition of 1H Radio. My name is James Boyd, and I had my mute button on. Anyway, here with me I have Rich as usual. What's going on, Rich?
Not much, man. Just had a kind of a busy week, and dropped a mixtape this week.
Yeah.
What else we had going on? We had a lot of action on the ROPW YouTube channel this week. Go ahead and check all them videos out. And my beloved Duke Blue Devils lost in just the most heartbreaking and insane fashion, and I saw it coming, James. You can vouch. Like, I was like, yeah, man, we was whooping them, and then I was like, it's a classic second half Duke tournament loss loading. Like, and I was, you can ask JML, look at the chat. I was like, I can see it coming. I was like, I see what's happening, like, and I know what the fuck is about to happen. And lo and behold, it went to another level that even I couldn't have predicted. And it's like, if you lose some tournament game like that, that's sent from above. That's sent from God.
That's heaven sent.
Indeed.
Sent from heaven. All right, so you say that's the worst way to lose. I would. Granted, that's a terrible way to lose. That sucks.
I saw it live.
I'm not denying
it wasn't no clip. I was watching none of that. I was like, can you hold on? And then like I see that ball go to him, and I already know. I'm like, it's fucking going in. It's fucking going in. It went in. And I was just like,
look, man. I get you. However, I don't think you've ever seen one where your team's in the national championship game against what turns out to be 4 future fucking NBA players.
Was that.
But you're down 3. You hit a 3-pointer with like a second, like 4 seconds left. They have no timeouts. They bring the ball up the court and then knock down the 3-pointer and go ahead at the buzzer. And then you have to come back the very next year to win your national title. Well, you could have had 2 back-to-back in theory.
There is that.
Look, if you thought the context of national championship game versus Elite 8, is as far as like you're just watching a game and you're watching your team lose in that way, I think it's more of a gut punch to blow it like Duke blew it, and then all of a sudden, like, the trap, the hand getting on the trap or whatever else, mishandling the trap, which is funny because Duke getting beat by press is fucking hilarious historically, right? That's the irony of all ironies.
We play man to man, so it's like
no. Duke made its hay in the 90s and 2000s by running half-court press, right? Y'all end up in what? It ain't no phone rabbit got the gun. Is my point, right?
Yeah,
so that happens. If there's just like one thing, like if he just, instead of trying to throw it over the top, or if he just fakes it and then throws it, or if he throws it to a bounce pass to the side action. Right.
Hell, fall down on the ground
and
cover the ball.
Because you know how press is, you're doubling up front. So that means someone's open on the sides, but he gets to the middle and like doesn't know how to avoid it, and then that happens. The guy gets the ball, passes it, and then like before you have a chance to match up, the ball's already up in the air. Like that's not even like I can say like you should have been more aware. Like no, it was all in the scramble. There's nobody would have been able to have been able to contest that. And also he shot from fucking 40 feet.
Yeah.
That's just a bad beat. That's just an unbelievable bad beat.
You got to kind of tip your hat and remember their kids at the end of the day. Like, this is one of those. And then I think Caden Boozer handled it about as well as he could. While I probably know that was probably the last game he's ever going to play with his brother. And then, like, he
Are both going, or is only the good one going?
I don't know. I think people think that Caden Boozer is a college player. And Big Boozer, Cam Boozer, is for real.
They're twins, right?
Yes.
Have we ever seen twins that have such a discrepancy like this? Right? Because like the Thompson twins, right? Asura and Amin. We all think Amin's gonna be better, but it's not like
Brooke and
Robin.
Robin.
They're both lottery picks. You know what I'm saying? It's weird that they're both twins and like one is clearly way better than the other one.
You can say Brooke and Robin in a sense. Robin Lopez played in the league for a lot of years, but Brooke was way better than him.
That's true. They had different games. Obviously, Robin was a more defensive, tough, big guy, and Robin was more of a finesse guy that could shoot and not get 6 rebounds while being that goddamn big. His whole life until Giannis changed that broke nigga's life. But it's just But wasn't Robin also a first rounder?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was.
Is the other Boozer going to be the lesser Boozer twin going to be a first rounder? You think or no?
Maybe eventually, but
like he came out
he
in this
played
draft.
a great game.
He came out in this particularly loaded draft.
You know, if he comes out as a freshman, it's weird. The longer you stay, the worse your stock probably is. So if he comes out as a freshman, he could go in the late round, I think. Late first.
Okay.
Well, he played a great game. Aside from that,
Schilling made a great point. Marcus and Mark Keith Morris.
Yeah, Marcus
and
Mark Keith. Yep.
And they're like literally back-to-back picks.
Yep, that's a good one.
And the
wrong one got drafted first.
The better one went second. And he started crying. And he's like, "I've been better nigga my whole life." And now I get drafted.
That was some shit. Oh man. But
the Griffin brothers were brothers. They weren't twins. And Blake was younger.
Yeah. But make sure you download my mixtape. Take that ready. Did 5 freestyles on there, and I did an interview with my boy DJ MP. So there's a lot of stuff on there, a lot of talking. If you enjoy to hear me talk for whatever reason,
I haven't talked to Mike since the day of FOH. How's he doing?
He's doing better. He's doing way better.
I need to reach out to him.
Miraculously, so. Yeah.
I mean, he went in, about from what I heard, he went in with a positive spirit to him. So
yeah,
that's good.
So
positive. No negativity.
Yes.
In the words of Pimp C.
I need to put that on the soundboard and break that up in certain ways. So next week, I guess we should do some housekeeping. So it is my birthday next Thursday. So I am actually going to spend that evening at my crib with having a little party and all that. But would you be able to do ONR on Friday next week, James?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So programming note: One Nation Radio Friday will be the day after Rich's birthday. One Nation Radio. So we'll have some fun on here. However y'all want to do it.
What time you want to do it? Because I know I don't know what situation as far as like you want to do it early or you want to do it like around this time.
8 is cool for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna mow the. I think I'm gonna mow the grass that day. Maybe no. I'm not gonna mow the grass that day. I'm gonna go to the gym that day and then be back. So yeah, maybe 8 o'clock. So.
Okay.
Appreciate the comment.
Before we move on, I have a show and tell. For this particular episode, it's no. We're done with the Duke stuff. I have no nasty joke. I know you're assuming I have a prop ready. No, I don't. Because look, anytime Duke, anytime they down, I'm ready to kick them more. But yeah, got this in the mail on Monday, from the New Japan Token Shop. Yeah. So.
Blur your address out.
I didn't even think about that.
I don't
part.
think it showed, but
I didn't even think about that part. That's a good point. I just doxed myself, right?
I'm a dox myself.
Dox. Yep, your brain went exactly where I went. I'm a dox myself. All right, so got this in the mail. Just wanted to show it off to people, especially for those that are wondering how come James and how come One Nation Radio don't watch Stardom or cover Stardom as much as we used to. I mean, really, quite honestly, I went through this book, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of why. It's painful to be like, I missed this. I missed my two favorite wrestlers in the world. So this is her retirement career joint, Tam Nakano's memorial book. I think this joint was like 70. Yeah.
Small cost.
So retirement, and then it literally goes through her first, her showing up to Stardom. Oh, also, this is nasty. It's almost like R.I.P. if you can see it. First date in the promotion right? So shows her showing up in Corrigan Hall after leaving Actress Girls, and then it finishes.
Hold on, I'm a full screen you. Hold on.
Okay. So, I'll go back. So, shows all of it, as you can see, Tam Nakano, all that. And then it finishes, it goes through her career, it goes through her and Oedo Tai, her getting her ass kicked out because she lost that match in that against Queen's Quest, shows her in Stardom Army, shows conversion from Stardom Army over to Stars, shows Arisa Nakajima in Dream Shine, and that story, showed the Julia stuff, shows the Cosmic Angels breakout, shows the match with Tam and Mayu that went to a draw in Osaka Joe Hall, goes to her winning the belt from Julia, or both belts, the white belt and the red belt from Julia. Shows her coming back and getting the red belt back from Natsuko Tora. Showed Melt here, the formation of that, and their title run, and then shows the Kamatani stuff, and it ends with the the great shot. I don't know if I can get in there. It literally ends like that. That's the last photo. And then the back cover, her Yokohama Arena after she won the red belt. It says "Never Forget Tam," and I watched it. Look, man. I was looking through this thing. I was like, sad as fuck watching it. Just like or reading and looking through it is like, this is AEW. All these other promotions, easy money. Easy money. You got an iconic wrestler in your promotion. You got a Kenny Omega, a Adam Hangman Page, a John Cena, and AJ Styles. Easy money. But yeah, just wanted to share that with the class.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Now I'm gonna put that. I'm not gonna frame it. I don't know if you knew this, but for Secret Santa, Dan Coffin, he bought me the shoe pro of when Tam and Natsuko had to cover when they finally after that the whole she's leaving to go to Cosmic Angels, right? And he bought me frames for it. I've yet to frame them, and he also gave me one of Kano after winning the N1. I haven't framed either one of those. I don't plan on framing this, but I'm gonna put it up somewhere so it don't just like in a collectible thing, whatever. I don't even really have collectibles, but I'm just gonna put it in a safe space. But I thought it was cool. I was wondering what it was gonna look like, and that was actually very, very fitting and appropriate for like. It literally hit every moment I thought of as like this person's career. Now, if only they could have one for Mayu, but she gone.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
That Kamatani one, boy. That Kamatani one in like a decade. That one they could sell that for like $300. that's you see is where Stardom's headed. Oh, that's gonna be worth $300.
Run it up.
Yeah.
But you talked about icons. You talked about legendary wrestlers.
Oh, here we go.
Look, man. Chris Jericho reemerges last night in All Elite Wrestling. Now, there are going to be wins. There are going to be losses for every promotion. But today, Chris Jericho, being the man that I've always known him to be, do you think Chris Jericho was about to go work for Paul Levesque? Do you know what it would have took? Do you know what type of Brinks truck would have needed to be backed up over in Odessa, Florida, I believe, where Jericho is?
He lives in Odessa? I didn't know that.
So.
Okay.
Do you know what kind
Wait,
of...
don't Sheamus live out kind of by that way?
I'm not sure.
Okay, whatever.
Cena.
Okay.
But do you know, like, Jericho has been gone for a year. The last time he appeared was actually on my birthday last year in AEW. So to come back almost a year later is a personal gift to Rich Latta from Chris Jericho, who has always made me look smart, intelligent, good, a man I shared a shot in a drink with at Swerve Strickland's post-title match party. We were drinking the Yeah Boys together. When I saw Jericho come back out, I was like, yes, I knew deep down Chris Jericho would always return. There was always the option for him to go do whatever, and they wanted him to do a retirement tour. But Chris Jericho, the master worker he is, knows all of those fucking suck in the World Wrestling Federation. He would be being booked by a career op and likely fed to Walter and just be thrown to the side like common trash. So Jericho comes back in good shape again. You see, 55 years old, man got abs out there again. Who knew Jericho would do it? Me. I knew Jericho would do it. Why? Because he's Chris fucking Jericho, and you can never count out Chris Jericho. I don't give a fuck how old he is. Like I said 4 years ago, it was a joyous occasion, James, on the timeline. All I was doing was pulling up old memories, pulling up the video, the one that you've all seen that are watching this show. And so many people happy for me and Sarah. It's lonely on Jericho Island. I won't front. We over here, we got plenty of leg room. We can stretch. We can spread out like starfish in the hot dog flavored water if we want. So, we can do all that, and that's cool. We'll be here because Jericho helped build AEW, because Jericho was the first champion, because Jericho is excellence. I don't give a fuck how old he is. This is my old wrestler at this point. I don't care. He can get fat again. I don't give a fuck. Because Jericho's that nigga.
Oh, my goodness.
Look, we just going to put all the cards on the table.
Uh-huh.
I saw all the reporting start breaking. I saw the beginning of the year in WWE when people swore to God he was going to come out there during the CM Punk match. They swore to God he was going all the way over to Saudi Arabia to get that check. They thought he was going to be at the Elimination Chamber. They thought he was just going to be there in time for WrestleMania. And as the months went by and people sent their tweets trying to clown, they lost Jericho, he's coming back home and all this other shit. They was doing a lot of deleting. I saw a lot of receipts on the timeline and all that. And it's pretty funny, man. Like, I don't know, man. I think it's a great move for Jericho. Keep getting your money. You know, it's going to be tough kind of with the crowds. And, you know, we'll see what the wrestling is like. But I think people are ready. I think people are ready for Jericho. It's been a while. And, you know, let's see how it goes.
Put the last comment on the screen.
Oh, yeah. They thought he was going to come out of a box. I forgot about that.
They thought it was going to be him in that Danhausen box. Yep.
I'm like, when did you think that Chris Jericho would do an idea that would not get him over? That don't really have a history of happening in 30 years. Look, it far outweighs. And I saw these pro wrestling only motherfuckers and all these other people that swear to God and try to just basically downgrade the career and the greatness of Chris Jericho and be like, when was he ever great? All this bullshit, right?
I saw that today too.
Send them this clip. You niggas will change nothing. Your revisionism is cap. You're haters. Miss me with the bullshit. Miss me with the bullshit.
When I see you in the street, your
diamonds is fake. You stand for nothing. I've seen what you love. I've seen what you niggas champion.
Oh, man.
I've seen what you niggas go up for like hoes.
So yeah, man. It's cool that he's back.
I know.
From a roster positioning standpoint, I don't know what the hell you do with him right now.
Me either.
Right? Okay, I just want to make sure. How do you implement him? And then he just shows up and it's like he doesn't. And then he does the WWE like I just come out here, I just milk it, and then I say a word. Or I thought he was gonna do the whole thing where he did in like 2012, where he's like he didn't say a word at all. I thought he was gonna do that for a while. The way he's milking, I was like, oh no. But he said something. He got the fuck on. And I was like, man, it's in Winnipeg. The reaction's good, but it's not great like you expect for it to be his, hometown legend or whatever else. It wasn't as big as you would like it to be. I think there's a lot of confusion. And also there was like weird pyro stuff going on before.
I think that sounds like Jerichoism though. It's like we'll set off a fucking weird pyrotechnic and we think it's a misdirection, and that for me sounds like Jerichoism in a reintroduction or whatever. But yeah, the nigga comes out there Judas. He didn't play no games with it.
It was funny because like I forgot they were in Winnipeg, and then all of a sudden they cut to ringside and they show his dad. I was like, oh yeah, they're in Winnipeg. That's right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All them break the walls references. Yeah. A lot. There's a lot of those. Man.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
So, I think with Jericho, he's earned, even if he went to WWE, right? Chris Jericho has earned the right to end his career in the fashion he wants, and I would be happy for him wherever he ended up, however he wanted to continue doing this, because I don't know if it's me coming back around to my birthday and then thinking about, the passage of life and different stuff like that, and I'm like, coming up to this birthday is essentially my 30-year anniversary of being a wrestling fan.
Wow.
And who's been great and who's been somebody that I've watched my entire life?
Yeah.
Chris Jericho. So like it's like I'm gonna enjoy all the Jericho that's left, because who knows how long. All the guys that are his friends, they're dead. They're out of the business. They're gone one way or another. They're out of their mind. They're not appearing on national television anymore.
They're grifting on podcasts.
They're stealing from the wrestling business at this point. So, Chris Jericho, I'm just happy. I'm just happy to see him, and whatever he does, I'm sure I'll find joy in it.
Yeah. I wonder when he comes back. I wonder if he's waiting until he comes back on TV after the pay-per-view or what. Because there's no way he's having a match in would it be like a week and a half. That's not happening. So we'll see what happens. Oh, I also had a thought.
An angle or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I had a thought. I also had another thought. Right. So Kenny Omega. Well, actually, we'll save this until what happens right after when we talk about the contract signing.
But yeah, we had AEW in Winnipeg, as James mentioned. That rolled right into a Kenny Omega MJF contract signing. I like Kenny Omega's energy a lot more this week. It didn't feel grave, kind of like to me last week, where I just came in here and I was just like, do I have to do this? Like, and then it was just like, he comes out there, and MJF's out there, and eventually they set up, a match for MJF in the main event and shit. But I like this promo. I think the lines were sharp. It didn't feel kind of low.
This is one of the best babyface promos he's cut in AEW, Kenny Omega.
Think so.
I mean, there's not that many to pick from, so yeah.
But let me see. I'm trying to get some of the specifics from my notes here. Hold on. So basically, Kenny was they showed Jon Moxley attacking or getting attacked by Will Ospreay, and Moxley running into the barrels. That shit was funny. He basically started speaking, French Canadian or whatever. He said he know what kind of speech that MJF has prepared for tonight. He talked about Max's hair plugs. He said, all this wasn't going to go the way that you planned. Said Omega. He said that MJF would have all the fans believing that AEW's momentum is all because of him, but Omega isn't that stupid. He knows that all the people
was interesting to hear.
That sure was interesting to hear, by the way. If I were a smarter man, I would say that's kind of real, brother. Yeah, he knows that all the people aren't here for MJF. They're here to watch the best wrestle. That was pretty funny.
It's amazing. Like, I've seen Meltzer, credit, and I think to extent rightfully so, to MJF, like the ratings being back, because MJF is like, it ain't just because of MJF. It's because MJF swerved, Kenny Omega all came back, and then Ospreay, like, they were running packages for him. Like, there was clearly, like, with this whole part about people were trying to, justify, rationalize why they did the transition from Paige to Samoa Joe and saying like Reigns were down. It's like, well, yeah, half of the top stars are on TV right now. Of course, Reigns gonna be down.
Yeah.
Like, are you unaware of how this works?
Yeah.
Like, Rich, do you know that when like LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves were all hurt throughout the year, most of the year, they were like around a 500 team, and then when they started to all get healthy at the same time, now they were on a crazy win streak. Have you noticed that? Shocking how that works, right?
It's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of the Lakers, they getting their ass beat by the Thunder right now. It is 20. It was like 18-4 a second ago.
Niggas trying to tank out that 3 position. I see. trying to avoid the Wolves. But what else we got? So they went off. MJF said it. They talked about the God and the devil thing. He said he'll be the antithesis of what MJF is as a wrestler.
Yes.
He basically brought up Kota Ibushi, called him his talentless boyfriend. He said he's one stiff wind away from retirement. He didn't want to talk about all that. He wants to talk about what keeps Kenny up at night. He said essentially he has acquired Omega's medical records. HIPAA be damned, and Kenny even said, "Well, yeah, I got yours too." Essentially, and HIPAA be damned. What else? And then, much like Speedball Mike Bailey emerges essentially, as Kenny's like, basically saying, "Hey, let's do it right now." Essentially, Mike Bailey comes out there, much like a lot of other people. This man does a full cleaner. I got this. I too might have fought for Kenny Omega. I know a lot of people. I know Lyric Swinton. She would have fought for Kenny Omega. Jeremy Donovan perhaps would have fought for Kenny Omega. So, he basically steps up, says, "I'll fight you tonight," and we've got, a Speedball Mike Bailey versus MJF match. So MJF getting both of Jet Speed on TV here.
Yeah. All right. So now, this is the thought I had. So MJF has Andrade and the Don Callis family taking care of Darby Allin, in theory, right? And then you also have on Collision on Saturday, you had a promo with Don Callis and Ricochet, where Don Callis literally says, "I'm doing X, Y, and Z because I got a paraphrase. Can't remember. He's like, because I got that MJF money," which is like, "Sir, do we need to send you to? Do we need to give you the same timeout we gave Kyrie Irving talking about MJF and money?" Right. So you have that, and so it makes me think now. Okay, if that's what we're doing, and MJF all of a sudden has wind of Kenny Omega's medical history, am I expecting Don Callis to come screw Kenny Omega at the end of Dynasty?
I mean,
to help preserve the title?
Seeing how the Don Callis family versus Kenny Omega is a never-ending feud.
That's exactly why I brought it up, Rich, because it's going to piss people off. Be like, this nigga again is in the way of Kenny Omega. Enough of this nigga. I'm sick of this nigga. That's how he gets his heat back. I can see it right now. I can see it right now.
It's truly disgusting, honestly, if it goes that direction. I'd almost rather him lose clean. Shit. Like, god damn. But you brought up Collision. Collision was a hell of a watch last week.
It was better than Dynamite.
Ace Austin, Tommaso Ciampa, Kevin Knight, Kazuchika
Okada. That NXT bad WWE not good enough guy. Have another banger on Collision. Another banger on AEW television.
I gotta say, man, Ciampa's kind of running up the score on these people. It's. I
mean, I don't hear them. I don't hear them anymore. This is now my gag. This is my version of Never Count on Chris Jericho. It's like, all right, man, we gonna pretend we ain't see what we saw, right? Because it was on that place. It was on that place that was like counter programming. Like, counter programming sucks. However, there was good wrestling on that show, man. We ain't gotta pretend.
But what else? The Kevin Knight Okada match. That was like a he had this nigga Okada like basically like it was like, yeah, bro, you can't guard him. It was like one of them situations. He had to sneak out the back door. Like,
he had to hold down on a roll up and then had to cinch on the rope to get him out of there. And then I don't know if you saw the post match, but like they showed the camera angle of like Okada knowing he got away with one, like walking out the ring and then collapsing to the ramp from walking along ringside, smiling. It was hilarious. It's an all time heel Okada gif. Oh, it's great. I recorded myself. I loved it. Like he's like, yes, I beat him, and also, I'm tired. He wore my ass out. It was great. Oh. And then at the end, like they had Bryce Willinsburg like, wait, I haven't raised his hand yet. He's like pretending to listen to people in the crowd. He's like, wait, did you grab on the rope, Okada? It was so great. And Okada's like, no, it was so great, the ending of it. Yeah, man, that was a really good collision. Really good collision.
Yeah. If Collision is falling out of your rotation, I would recommend just cutting it on. I know it's on tonight, head to head with us. But I would recommend just cutting it on Saturday. It has like it's just match after match after match after match, and it's just like
if you see a match that you think is gonna be good, it's gonna be as good as you think it is.
Yeah,
it ain't no let me down or whatever else, that sort of thing. Nah. Like even the MSK that's their name, NXT name, MSK versus the Winston and Desmond Xavier match versus Aussie Open was also really good.
Yeah,
it wasn't great. They could have had a better match, but it was also really good.
Tekla versus Hater at Dynasty, I'm hearing now from Anwar Starwin.
So, sign me up.
They already did it once. Shit. So,
physicality will be had in that match.
Oh, yeah. Bro, I was seeing Jamie Hater on the show last night, and I was like, look, man, I don't know about all this, like, I know how it's like, all right, there are tough people in wrestling there or whatever. It's just like, I see Jamie Hater, and it just looked like nobody could whoop her.
Right.
Like,
because she looks the part because she's fucking buff as hell, and then also she hits hard as hell. She looks mean.
Yeah.
She's a hoss female wrestler.
Yeah, she looked like she would just like she would be the Law and Order around that place backstage.
Are you making an allusion to the rumor?
Good to have on your side.
Might have somebody with a martial arts background allegedly hidden in a fucking bathroom stall. Jamie do look like that. Like she can do that. Yes.
So throughout the back, there was like this really good 6-man to Kenny Omega, Jack Perry, and Brody King against the Demand, Ricochet, Khan, and Toa Liona. One day I'm gonna get my Kenny Omega Ricochet singles match. That's after PWG. One day, but we'll see. They had Ospreay and Pac in the middle of this show, and it was like it was a funny match in my opinion. It was like they wanted to do the story.
Danger. He's hurt. He's came back. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, typical, I always do this. All right, if he's so goddamn injured, who cleared him?
Exactly.
Who cleared him if he's so goddamn injured?
Exactly.
Stop this foolishness, man. Get up and wrestle.
Pac knocks this nigga's block off during his entrance, essentially.
Knocks his block off, attacks from behind, and then that's crazy. Attacks from behind. He literally like hits him. He charges at him and hits him while he wasn't from not from the front, right? and then he gives him a brainbuster on the ramp. Ramp.
Yeah. And then the whole thing's like kind of building like Pac's just like fucking him up, and then some way halfway through the match, Will Ospreay just starts firing up and like being regular Will Ospreay, and then it eventually ends up where he is in that brutalizer move towards the end, and he kind of rolls his way around to a pin essentially and escapes.
Yeah, I thought it was really well done to fight for it because like he gets hit with the black arrow while he's stomach down, while Ospreay's stomach down, and then he goes to transition immediately to the brutalizer, and then he fights, and then he fights like he's gonna like squat him up to his feet, like deadlift him up to his feet, and then he collapses down, and then it looks like he's gonna feed his rope, and then like Pac realizing like I can just roll through and get him back to the middle of the ring. He's dead to rights, and he uses the momentum that on the road to get him in the pin situation and pins Pac. I thought it was really well done, well
done. This ends up in a situation where the Death Riders are coming out there to jump this nigga, and not a fucking soul emerges to help this guy. There ain't a prelim wrestler that's walking around like, hey, maybe I could be friends with Will Ospreay, something like that, and try to cut this off. But Moxley ends up picking up the mic and is essentially like, see, I could do to you right now. Like, but it's not personal, but you need to calm the fuck down, essentially. I thought that was actually rather interesting, and me being very uninterested in Jon Moxley right now. And,
I agree.
And they made this a title match now at the pay-per-view, and it feels like for me the reason that they brought Ospreay back, like if it was me, his first match would have been at the pay-per-view. I was trying to pop a number with that shit, like, but I guess it's a ratings thing, whatever. They gave him 2 wins on TV. I think he's gonna lose to Moxley at the pay-per-view. There's no reason to put the Continental belt on Ospreay unless you're doing title versus title at All In, which you could do, but I say it like this. Like, I think Moxley's going to win. Then I think the rematch is going to be an Owen final with those guys. And then he's going to beat him in the Owen final. That way, Moxley doesn't have to lose the belt. He'll get madder and madder. He'll do something to cheat. And it's only a 20-minute match. It's the Continental title on the pay-per-view here. They had a quote-unquote real match in the tournament final. Ospreay wins. They go from there. That's my official prediction.
I mean, sure, that could happen, but I mean, that could happen. I was thinking more on the lines of like the way that they did they put the chair around his neck, and then Claudio was gonna stomp it, and then Moxley stopped him, and then like he called out the dogs, and like it wasn't like everyone was making faces behind him like the rest of Death Riders, like what the hell are you doing? It was kind of like just, this was to give you the idea of like, this is menacing. We could have put you on the shelf again. We could have killed you, right? And I thought that was actually effective, not from the silly part of he's gonna kill him. It's fucking pro wrestling, but it was like the idea of like we could have fucked you up. We could have took what you just fought 6 months to get back. We could have took it from you just that quick. It's 6-on-1. You're an idiot. And I kind of thought like if showing that momentarily, that moment of, I guess, weakness, clarity, different like thought process than the rest of Death Riders, it made me think of like, all right, maybe they're waiting for him to lose this Continental title. Or maybe they're waiting for him to like finally lose faith in Jon Moxley, and that's when they finally get him out of there.
Yeah.
Because at least like when it was C2, it was like, all right, well, I always felt like the second he loses C2, they was finna kick him out. But he won. So they like, okay, fine. But if he loses, it might be the last straw where they're like, all right, fuck him.
Yeah. Dex pointed out, Rich just indirectly booked Mox to the C2 final in the Owen back-to-back. I mean, didn't Ospreay do that last year? Like, wasn't he in the C2 final?
Yeah, and but he lost both.
Yeah. Even more reason for Will Ospreay to win coming forward at Double or Nothing or whatever. But, yeah. What else did we have on that show last night? Nice trios match. Mina Shirakawa and the Brawling Birds over Triangle of Madness. And that main event, Speedball Mike Bailey and MJF. Darby Allin comes out there. There's a switcheroo with him and Kenny Omega staring each other down. There's a interaction with Darby Allin and the Don Callis family. They set up Darby Allin and Andrade.
That match is going to be fucking awesome.
Darby's lurking in the background of all this shit. And
didn't they have a match in like 2021 on pay-per-view or something like that? That was awesome.
I think it was a 3-way thing. It was on a pay-per-view weekend. It was like Darby, Sammy, and Andrade, and it was awesome.
That's right.
They
that was a show in Orlando we went to, right?
Yep.
Revolution 2022.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So what else? Darby swirling in the background of this. he's about to get jumped by the Don Callis family. He gets help within .01 seconds. I was like, this is incredible. Like, y'all saw Will Ospreay out there just about to get his head bust to the white meat, and nobody. That's that AEW day one privilege, I guess. You know.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I was thinking about that as far as like Ospreay not getting any help, and it's like, all right, well, who would help him? Like besides Kevin Knight,
Kenny Omega, maybe.
They had like that never happened.
It was teaming up.
I know that. Rich, they haven't had like that. Like you can go back to All in Texas last year. They weren't saving each other, and they had, and you know, like Omega had just came back early in the year and they tagged together. They that was like a momentary thing. Like,
amazing.
But my point is like, all right, Paige is off TV, so he's not helping, right?
Where's Alex Windsor? Like, fuck, like
she was in the next match. She was literally in the next match.
That's who would have helped. Look, the Brawling Birds. Bro, when I was watching Ospreay versus Pac, I was like, is this the two greatest British wrestlers ever? Like, and look, I know some people will probably be furious at me talking about some World of Sport motherfucker or Big Daddy. No, like
they're not gonna say Big Daddy. They're gonna say the dude that was out there wrestling Tiger Mask. I forgot his name.
Yeah, Rocco Rollbar Rocco or something like that.
Someone's gonna. I know Josh is gonna be hearing this. He's yelling at his phone right now. Yeah. I forgot Buddy's name. I'm sorry. He was nice though.
Look,
he was
what
nice.
What do you do with Pac? You know, what are you gonna do with Will Ospreay?
No, not giant haystacks. You knocked that shit off.
Then we got MJF versus Speedball in the main event. MJF magically has USA gear on hand.
Not even better. Even better, right? It's a match that is booked impromptu because of the challenge. He telegraphs on the promo he's gonna do the American gimmick that he does in Mexico when he faces Mexico or whoever else, right? Then not only does it happen, I sitting there, I was like, is he gonna have a fucking flag in the background? Is he gonna have that big 2015 Rusev flag in the background? And I was like, God damn it, it came down. I was like, yeah. I thought this was supposed to be impromptu. He just had it. Okay, fine.
Just got it.
He's evil. Whatever. He thinks of stuff like that. He's a maniacal genius. Now, tell me why your boy Speedball had his Team Canada gear on.
He just had it. You know, I'm here this week.
Not the evil genius MJF, but also Speedball. All right.
Amazing.
Okay.
Amazing.
Sure.
You know, just the magicians back there with the gear, bro. Just quick work within 90 minutes they had that shit ready to go.
Right.
MJF flew that shit, got that shit flown in and installed up there during the show where nobody could see it. Man, them boys light years ahead.
If you can get people to work on materials and fabrics that fast, I think over this week we've had a lot of talk about capitalism and exploitation. That is severe exploitation that you can get somebody to get on a turnaround that goddamn fast.
That Speedball gear was hard as shit.
Yes, it was. Yeah. Yes, it was.
But yeah, they said they back there working on the gear like Shuri. That's funny.
That's funny.
But yeah, Speedball and MJF had a pretty good match here too.
That match was great. That match was great.
Behind him, and like there's another one for MJF. It seems like he's stacking this reign with these 4 1/4 TV matches or 4-star TV matches, like in whether it's an opener or it's a main event, whatever.
He's having a great title reign.
Yeah,
he is flat out. It's almost as if like I don't know if it was an injury, if it was the honeymoon stuff, it was the hair plugs, it was all that all together. But like he only wrestled like a dozen or 10 to a dozen matches in AEW last year, and then this year he's wrestling like every 2-3 weeks, and he's having quality matches in a way he was not having for a while. Like this is the best MJF has been in AEW in a long time.
Yeah,
in a long time. Yeah. Like if he was this good consistently, we would not have had these complaints about he just shouldn't be around the belt. Like this should be his like. We don't know if he should have another title reign how bad as the last one went. he is doing what everything we wanted while also being an uncool heel.
Yeah.
He's doing the job as opposed to the bullshit he was doing before. So
yeah,
I'm glad he turned it around.
I don't really have any like storyline choice complaints really at this moment. I think going forward we're going to look at what's going on. There's a lot of pressure, I think, on this upcoming main event with Kenny Omega, how it goes and the fallout of that. You're going to have to deal eventually. Darby Allin's lurking with something, so he's next for whoever. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Put Black Saber's comment up there because yep, it's a good one. Yep, that's exactly
trying
what
to
it
get
is.
that Flair Thiz.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. We'll see how that works for him. If he can get to August, he has the best shot. We'll see if he can get to August. I would say this: I would not suspect it.
Gotta get. Do you think they got to get to 40K at least? Because I saw something where Dave, I think, said, I was reading Observer, he was saying 35K would be looked at as a failure, and I was like, that to me seems like the most likely scenario, and I was like, you can't really call it a failure except that it's in Wembley and it holds 80-some thousand seats there. So if you have 35,000 tickets, I'm like, it's just like the drop off from time over time. So the first time you go there, it's 80. The next time it's 50. I'm like, what would make sense? They're at 22 right now.
I mean, I haven't even thought about that, so I don't even know. I haven't even thought about I don't know. Okay, let's say it only does 30, right? It'll do more than 30, but let's say it only does 30. I don't know what that has to do with whether the quality of MJF's on-screen stuff. Now,
That's
obviously, for a lot of people, they take all this other stuff into account for qualities for as far as you drew for if you're outside WWE, what you drew for Flair Thiz or whatever else. But I mean, honestly, I don't think when it comes to that for me, I don't do that. I don't think about that kind of stuff. I think about how quality your stuff was over the year. In the Freedom City, he was out there having great matches and good television stuff. And quite honestly, MJF is gonna if he gets this all the way to August with the belt, and he hands it off to presumably Ospreay in that way, he's gonna be the front runner with 4 months to go.
Look, I'll tell you, it ain't nobody in WWE and it seems like CM Punk's gonna end up coming off that shit at WrestleMania, who would probably be maybe his competition there. I don't know.
You think so?
Yeah, because Cody's doing weird shit. Weird shit's happening with Cody right now, and
So does it have to? So what I mean by that is, I wouldn't even think about Cody. I was like, do you think it has to be somebody as a full timer for WWE to get you don't think a Roman Reigns could get in anymore?
Nah, don't. Think
okay.
So.
Okay.
And I think when you compare Roman Reigns' activity to when he got it the last time, I think it was maybe 2023, if I'm not mistaken. It's light years ahead of where it was before WrestleMania 41 or so. Whenever he got the belt, it was light years ahead of that. But
okay.
Yeah. So let's see.
Just for the record, before we even get to the preview of it next week or whatever else, I don't think Kenny Omega's winning this belt.
I'm with you.
I would like it if he did.
I would love if he won this fucking thing. Look, you think I'm gonna take a title reign away from my favorite wrestler of all time? No, I'm just not feeling the energy.
It don't feel like we toppling a hill that millions of people have tried, or not millions, but a dozen people seemingly have already tried and failed that you believe in already, and this is gonna be the guy to do it. It don't after they just did it with Hangman, I don't think they just immediately 4 weeks later or 3 weeks later just say, all right, now he's gonna hand it off to Kenny Omega, unless you're going to have Hangman on the page burn down Canada.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I think a lot of people are going to be into the result of this. They're going to be on pins and needles because it's people trying to find out what it is.
This company exists because of Kenny Omega. Yeah, say it. Fuck that. All Elite Wrestling.
I try
the number one of the Elite was Kenny Omega. Sorry.
I try to be modest about it sometimes, but that Booker making choices, like, and y'all will see. But WrestleMania 42, I think we should talk about it. I think the card's essentially locked in. Hell, at this point, look at next week. I know it's like 2 or 3 weeks until WrestleMania. We might as well do the fucking preview right now. Like, I don't. It's man, brother. I've been catching some WWE these past few weeks, and what a strange promotion, bro. Just even compared to, like, I would say the last time I think I was a full time, I would say, WWE watcher.
18 or 19.
Yeah, 2019. Even compared to then, it's like they just do things different over there. And God bless them. There's people that like it. There's people that's what they love. But brother, there is so much focus of not in the ring, like of not having matches. I know they're building up a WrestleMania, so they're trying to keep people in bubble wrap and make sure they're not injured and shit, right? And you're probably gonna get some shows like I did a video basically.
Can I gotta stop you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. These motherfuckers that are at the top of WWE, they've wrestled everywhere in the world that's before they even got to WWE, right? Or they've been to WWE, left, wrestled around the world, and came back to WWE. The idea they got to put bubble wrap on these niggas when, like, we see these matches these are the softest, slowest matches of their careers, and they got to put them bubble wrap. Meanwhile, they were in AEW or they were somewhere else. They be in a fucking G1. They be in the Best of Super Juniors. They be in a C2.
I don't know what it is.
They be in a, they be in a On Heart Cup or whatever else. They be wrestling every week or every other week on TV, having more difficult matches or whatever else. And to hear that is like, you're right. However, it's also hilarious. It's also hilarious
because it's all angles. Like it's just doing the same pull apart brawls and whatever the fuck, right? And
no. Their style is their style, but like but you also have heard when people talk about this towards the end, to be like, we want to preserve this for this one special night. And it's like, what one special night? You mean a night when they finna have at best one great night of wrestling and the other one is crappy, or like last year, or neither one is great? Meanwhile, you can watch Stardom, you can watch AEW, and they having like 5 matches better than the best WWE pay-per-view match. Get the fuck out of here! It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Stop babying these wrestlers. You paying them this money for do what? To wrestle or to be actors? Pay actors then.
Bro,
they'd be better at it.
I watched SmackDown, like 90 minutes of it last week. There was this part where Cody Rhodes got off his tour bus, right? And they were like, "Oh, Cody Rhodes has just arrived finally for Randy Orton." And Randy Orton just got finished embarrassing Matt Cardona, just making him look like a hoe.
Is that the one when he called him a dweeb or a dork or whatever?
He beat him in a match and fucked him up.
Oh, damn. He continued the humiliation ritual.
Yeah. So they're like, Cody Rhodes is here. We're going to commercial. And what do? They fucking split screen the shit. And then Cody's just walking and walking and walking and walking and walking all the way through the building. They come back. He's still walking halfway through the building, right? And then he finally arrives. And then Randy Orton could have been fucking left by this point. Like, they show this nigga walk for 8 fucking minutes. I swear to God. Bro, like, and it's, I was like,
it wasn't really 8 minutes. Did you time it?
This?
Did you time it?
I should time it. But it was a long ass walk. Like, and like, then they do their little brawl, whatever, and I don't know, but the promos are very bad in most cases. The Punk and Roman one has been who's a bigger asshole to the other one. It's not really engaging, and after that first week, it was just like they lost something. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, the crowd loves Randy Orton.
Yeah,
I guess so. They've got, I don't know, man. That women's stuff is a disaster. The Liv Morgan shit. They saying she looked like Erica Kirk. Look, it seemed like she gonna win this fucking belt, but they saying she looked like Erica Kirk. That might
who is she
Liv
facing?
Stephanie Vicaire. and like, you know, they've had this weird ass bill where the heel Royal Rumble winner is about to finally be crowned, and like you got kind of this lame duck babyface kind of. It's all fucking backwards, and like Liv Morgan
Where's
fucking
Julia?
stinks. Oh, Julia, I'm glad you brought that up, James. Julia versus Tiffany Stratton happened last Friday.
I heard it was awful.
It was the worst Julia match I've ever seen in my life, and Tiffany Stratton is regressed. I don't know what the fuck got into them. They were missing drop kicks by an entire foot. They were Tiffany Stratton was doing the Jeff Hardy Swanton exactly like Jeff Hardy in 2025.
Oh, and crushed her, right? Landed ass on the chest. Yeah,
Yes.
I saw that. I saw that clip. Yeah.
Tons of timing issues. I was just like, yo, Julia got that look on her face like, this is my life now. Like, and it's just like, I remember when this was like one of the best wrestlers in the world. What the fuck has happened? Like,
She still is. She's in WWE. When she leave and she go back and she go to Marigold, she'll be awesome again.
I was like, this is crazy. It was like,
Remember,
you would think,
Rich, I told you back when people were talking about this, about her going there potentially back in like 2020, late 2022, 2023. It's like, it's a bad fit. Her style of wrestling is not going to mesh with what that women's division wants. She is a tough motherfucker that has brutal wars, and they are still doing gymnastics. No knock against them. A lot of them are great at it. Somebody figured out how to make that stuff work and have great wrestling matches with it. But like, just the styles work and paddle work, because she's not the super coordinated person. And then you have the whole language barrier to deal with.
If they let her fight Charlotte, I think they would figure it out with her, because
let her wrestle Rhea.
Like, she'll actually hit back. But,
right, that's my point. If you put her in there with someone that wants to be physical, it'll be fine. But not everybody wants to do that in WWE as a woman, as an American women's wrestler, because that's not what they sign up for, and that's not what they're asked of. That's not the objective. Like in WWE, if you get that, that's a bonus, but that's not required for success in WWE. You ain't asking Liv Morgan and Alexa Bliss to be physical.
Yeah, it's wild, brother. So they randomly, I guess we'll go CM Punk and Roman Reigns. This thing has been weird. Roman's going over. I think that's blatantly obvious to anyone that's paying any kind of attention to this thing. But the whole thing with Punk at the Garden, where he jumped up on the rail and he was like acting like he was jerking off and ejaculating on the fans and shit, I was like, that's how you acting as the babyface world champion? I'd have fined him for that. I'd be like, you ain't about to represent this company like that. What the fuck is wrong with you? And then like everything else, like with that whole interaction was fine, I thought. Talk shit or whatever, but then it's like the sexual motion, the gesture on the I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you? You're supposed to be a babyface. Whatever. But yeah, it's Punk and Reigns. I hope CM Punk enjoys it. Maybe he'll be motivated to have the match of his life at whatever age he is now, because this might be his one, James.
We'll see.
Yep.
We'll see.
Yep. Obafemi and Brock Lesnar, they've kept it simple, stupid. And Brock Lesnar is involved in all kinds of more Janelle Grant stuff that all dropped today.
What happened today?
BJ Bethel transcribed a lot of stuff from more things that have came from the Janelle Grant case, and it's just like this is life that they just rolling Brock out there just continually, and the thing with Obafemi in the ring or whatever, and the dynamic and them being big and ugly and mean to each other, like it clearly has some juice, but kind of thinking about this other thing.
Now I didn't see whatever related to Brock today, but I saw something along the lines of Nick Khan knew, which we already knew figured he knew, but like it's actually like he knew.
Yeah. Dex, $10 super chat. So I'm going to send this one off. Have y'all seen the Alvarez clip where he's telling Lance Storm he's not allowed to stop watching WWE over the Vince references? Storm shut it down. I did see that thing. And he
Wait,
was like,
what?
He was like, can't you just skip it or something like that? Like skip whatever. And because they're on Monday, there was Stephanie McMahon coming out with Cody Rhodes. She ended up slapping him, and he was
why?
She was like,
Why?
you're not your father.
Hold on. Who, what, when, where, and why? Why is Stephanie McMahon during a WrestleMania like rundown to facing Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton? Given the history between Randy Orton and Stephanie McMahon, why the fuck is she coming out?
She was basically saying,
you got to recap this for me. I don't understand.
It was Madison Square Garden, so she was always going to show her face there. She was basically like, we know you're not built like that. And then he was like, I've seen the things that Randy Orton has done to you. We can't even show those on TV no more. And she was like, you're not ready to face this Randy Orton. And it was just a bunch of shit or whatever. And then it ended up being like, you're not your father. And then he turned it around and was like, all due respect, you're not yours either, or some shit like that. And I was like, I didn't know whether it was like a compliment or a, it was weird. Let's just say
Who is that supposed to help? How does that help Cody? How does that help Randy Orton? How does that help you want to see those two fight?
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
They both said you are not your father. So a lot of people were saying it's a Vince soft launch and all that. I don't know if I'm going that far. I don't think they're bringing Vince back. It's the block is too hot, but they're going to dip and put their toes in it for heat and whatever type of woos and ahs. And apparently there were light "We Want Vince" chants in the Garden. So yeah. What else? Yeah, back to Obafemi Brock Lesnar. There are people saying this should go on last. I don't give a fuck. It is the only match out of the big three matches, or even four. You got Rollins and Gunther, which got hastily added. That actually has an implication potentially on WWE's future, because if Cody Rhodes wins, the status quo continues. People are tired of Cody Rhodes, and he continues to probably end up getting booed. Randy Orton wins. Randy Orton's your champion in 2026. Why would you want that? CM Punk, he's not going to win. Roman Reigns, then it's like, oh, you're back to Roman Reigns, huh? Like, it's just like, all right, cool.
It's amazing, right? Like, he spent all them years with them two belts, right? And then they made it the undisputed WWE Championship. And then when they made the fucking that Raw Championship, he literally called that shit the number 2 title. It said that's the loser bracket spell. And now they finna put it on him a couple years later.
Incredible.
But I guess they're not supposed to remember that. I don't even watch shit, but I remember this.
So
like, he was wiping his ass with Seth Rollins and your boy Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, he was. Seth Rollins and Gunther got hastily added to this thing, and it was Paul Heyman, was about to get whooped by Rollins. Gunther comes out of nowhere, chokes him out, points at the sign, and it's nice that Gunther now apparently has a match now at WrestleMania, and they're like lying and all kinds of bat channel reporting saying this was always the plan, even though as they've rushed and tried to get Braun Breaker cleared, they made a decision essentially, and now we've got this is gonna be your great WrestleMania match right here. So
Seth Rollins came back at Elimination Chamber and attacked Logan Paul. Because Logan Paul is a part of the group that Heyman's in that has like Bronson Reed and also Braun Breaker. And they kicked him out of that group because that was Seth Rollins' group originally, right?
Yep. Paul Heyman has...
Who's injured that I'm unaware of?
Braun Breaker. He has a...
okay.
What the fuck is the thing Roman had? The hernia, I think.
Sports hernia? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, because that makes no sense. Why would he be facing Gunther? Why would he come back to face Gunther after he attacked this group that attacked him and got him off TV? What? Okay, whatever.
Yeah. Speaking of hastily announced things, they hastily announced a fatal 5-way ladder match that they may not be done adding people to. Penta wins a match on Raw, and then they were like, "What are you doing at WrestleMania, Penta?" And he's like, "I want to defend the title in a ladder match." I'm like, why would anybody want to do that? Like,
They had the best match at WrestleMania.
Maybe.
A ladder match with Penta. Who else?
So let's see. We got Penta, Javon Evans, Dragon Lee,
You can
JD
stop there.
McDonough,
That's gonna be the best match at
and
WrestleMania.
Rusev.
That's gonna be the best match at WrestleMania. What's gonna be better than a ladder match with them three dudes and also Rusev in a ladder match in a title ladder match?
I could take some money on Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre in an unsanctioned match. You could go maybe Obafemi and Brock Lesnar if it's 6 minutes of fireworks. I don't know. I just seen every WWE ladder match there is.
I've seen every Brock Lesnar match there is.
That's true.
Give me the ladder match.
That's true. You could have Rollins and Walter if they get it going, but
that's true. That's the rule. That's really the only shot. But you telling me Jacob Fatu match?
I mean, they let him go crazy. I don't know.
He won't be the one. Look, first off, when the bell rings, Drew McIntyre's way better than him. So it really comes down to will Fatu be able to hang with McIntyre? And from the stuff I've seen, I have my doubts because he seems to fuck up a lot of stuff he does routinely. A lot of stuff is in his repertoire. It's roller coaster. So we'll see.
What else we got? Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag Match, just a bunch of bullshit. They advertised this fucking match for a week. The Irresistible Forces of Nia Jax and Lash Legend, much improved, by the way, against I believe it was, who was it? It was Bayley and Lyra Valkyria or whatever.
Okay.
Then everybody's just jumping in the ring or whatever. They advertised this shit for a week for Madison Square Garden, and then just everybody runs in and it's all DQ. And I'm like, incredible. The incredible Paul Levesque does it again.
So, what was that first tag team you said?
Nia Jax and Lash Legend.
Okay.
Did you see the gear they had on Monday?
No, I didn't know they were even a tag team. I'm about to message you some off air, but real quick.
Yeah, it was like they had the Clueless joint, like the yellow kind of pin, yellow stripes with the black. It was kind of hard, actually. I was like, that was kind of creative. What else? We got Finn Balor versus Dom Mysterio, brother. So I don't know if y'all peeped this.
Is this over? What's it called? That group? That heel group?
Yes. 4 years of build on this match, James. They were talking about, 4 years ago I did this. I was like, yo, I missed this entire thing, and I am so happy about it. Like, okay. I have no.
Okay, so when Edge and Finn Balor linked up, that was like 2021, 22? 22. Because I remember, like, Edge got hurt for like a year and then came back after a year, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been like 4 years.
Yeah. So he goes, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, y'all know, I don't know if you've been seeing these graphics or anything, James. They've been digitally imposing abs on the wrestlers, and people that don't have abdomens.
Which wrestlers?
Looking at the card, they've done it to Roman Reigns. They've done it to Randy Orton. They've done it to Obafemi. They have done it to, I think, Brock. There are a couple other people I would have to see. The CM Punk one is funny because they would do it with CM Punk, but they put the belt over him to kind of like they knew it would be too much, like if it was Punk. But yes, they're digitally imposing abs on these niggas, right? Now, I saw the graphic for Finn Balor and Dom Mysterio, and this nigga Balor's just on there. I'm like, oh, them ain't digitally imposed. And
that's the real shit. That's just he wakes up like that.
And then they got
since the first day I've ever seen him as a wrestler, he's always like that.
Then they got Dom on there, and then Dom is out there with his cut off shit, and I'm like, see, this look, niggas be out here trying to lie, talking about this some main eventer. Nigga, stop. Like, they don't let that nigga wrestle without a shirt on. Stop playing with me. Like,
why you treating Dom like a fat kid at the pool? That's mean, man.
That's how he treating himself.
Look, man. He has outkicked his coverage. Like when the idiots or people that are not trustworthy with their wrestling opinions start talking about he's the best wrestler in the world under 30, ignore them. It's nonsense. That's make believe, right? But he absolutely has found a role for himself in this company after years and years of them trying. They figured out that people care about him. So I ain't got nothing bad for him. And also, he's Ray's son. I ain't gonna be too mad at Ray's son. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like being mad at Bronny. Like, I'm not mad at Bronny. You might be mad at Bronny. I ain't mad at Bronny. I get it. That's your team. I get it.
I mean, because of Dom Mysterio, you didn't get Rey Mysterio having a bunch of matches with Raw niggas the past 4 or 5 years.
It's WWE. There was no Raw matches to be had because
no, I'm saying he would have signed with AEW.
Oh, okay, fair enough. That's true.
But
that's true.
There is that.
That's true. But look, I'm not finna blame Dom Mysterio for Rey Mysterio's decisions, right? Because look, it ain't like Hook is better than Dom Mysterio. He could have got his ass a job at AEW too. Ray just said, I want my son to be here, and it worked out for him. Whatever. He ain't getting no better as a wrestler in the ring, but whatever.
What else we got on this thing? As I mentioned, Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre, there were rumors this was going to be Hell in a Cell, but I think the Fed was like, we not shipping that shit all the way out there, so y'all is doing unsanctioned.
Especially for like the 8th most important match on the card, 6th most important match on the card. Hell no.
They were intertwined with the title, and then they got moved away from that shit, and now it's like, y'all trying to gas this shit up. All right, fine. What else? Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. Oh my God! You talk about how this one got made. So
you got to tell me the story behind this.
The nigga Sammy Hogan, James. That's who they saying this is. The mid card assassin, Sammy Hogan, taking niggas' dreams and wishes away. And they tired of seeing him, James. They hate this nigga Sami Zayn now. He's a babyface. Like he needs to go to the gym. They don't even give a fuck how good of a wrestler he is anymore. They tired of him. So, like, he beats Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes looks like he does not have a path to WrestleMania anymore. He's been moved hastily out the way. But
when did he ever have? When did Carmelo Hayes ever have a path to WrestleMania?
He did not. But what happens is the finish is like Trick Williams causing like basically the distraction, and like he ended up hitting Carmelo or something like that.
They ran too then it was a schoolboy.
Something like that, yeah. And then
WWE Classic.
And then Zayn's walking backstage with the belt. He runs into fucking
what belt?
Magnus.
What belt?
US belt.
The US title?
US belt.
Okay.
And then Nick Aldis, he was like, oh, so we got something for you at WrestleMania. He was like, you will be wrestling Trick Williams. And then it was just like, and this is all like right back to back. I was like, hold on, you just took the belt off a nigga and then hastily set up a title. What did this nigga do to it? Bro, it's all over the fucking map. It was a match that it was funny. It was like a match that needed a title rather than a title that needed a match.
Yeah, okay. So correct me if I'm wrong, over the last year, Sami Zayn won the US title at WrestleMania last year, right?
Bro, I don't remember. I think he had it because he had it like I think it was like, and then like Ilya Dragunov.
He lost it to Dragunov, and then Dragunov lost to somebody. I can't remember who
Carmelo,
Dragunov lost.
I think.
Was it Carmelo? Okay.
Carmelo.
Okay. Yes, that's like that's been last year. That was like last year the cycle of the US title.
Yes, they did the same finish for 3 matches that night. Yeah, and that was that night. It was like the worst SmackDown ever. People were saying. I did a video about it, and it was just like,
Look, when people say the worst SmackDown or the worst Raw ever, do you know how many episodes of bad television that will have to not top but bottom? Yeah.
This feels like a very.
If I ever hear someone say this is the worst episode of Monday Night Raw I've ever seen, or of all time, you know what I'm immediately going to think of? That 2018 Raw in Milwaukee.
Which one was? Hold on, what's on that?
Okay, that's when they had the inoculations with Ambrose.
Okay.
That's when they also had like Corbin Goon beating the fuck out of Finn Balor and all the baby faces in Milwaukee.
Was that basically saying you were now the general manager or some shit like that? Or you were now the authority? And they thought they had the elite?
Yes, I think it's all around that same time. It's all around that same time.
Got you. Yeah, that's interesting. But like it feels like a very new fan complaint. Like this is the worst SmackDown they've ever seen. But it feels like whatever new audience that they have, this is pushing this.
Yeah,
This is what it feels like. No, don't get it fucked up. It was trash. Like let's get it out there.
I believe I'm just saying like that's a very, very, very low bar underneath the ground, underneath the Earth's mantle to try to dig yourself underneath. You need an excavator to get that low. Yeah. Like there's been a lot of shitty WWE Raws and SmackDowns. So like for someone to say it's worse, like I don't think you know what that actually like really like encompasses. I think we need to sit you in a chair in what's it in the Clockwork Orange movie where your eyes are just strapped open and you can't unsee it, you can't blink and look away. We got to do that with some of these all-time worst episodes of Raw and SmackDown. If you dare say that something is the worst Raw or SmackDown ever, because I guarantee you, over 25 years, or over 30 years, either show Raw or SmackDown, it ain't the worst. I guarantee you.
Yeah, it's wild, dog. Like
we don't watch promotion like that anymore, except for big shows for that reason. Like, we've seen some shitty TV.
I've tried to give them like the last I've checked it out on Netflix. Like I'll watch like an hour of the show or whatever the fuck the last couple weeks, and it was just like, It's like I wish I almost could see like. Imagine if WrestleMania wasn't coming. Like I would like to kind of see what the show looked like
when it's normal. When they're not building towards the showcase of the Immortals, in the words of Triple H.
Right,
I get you.
But it's rough, dog. Speaking of rough, Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley. Holy shit, this is terrible. Rhea Ripley's a bad talker, bro. I don't know who needs to hear this. Like I sent a tweet and I was like, hey, because somebody had put up some article about, Jade Cargill is like being criticized for her on the mic performance. I'm like, I'm sorry. When I see them two in the ring with each other with a mic, the person that I'm most concerned about is not Jade Cargill. Like, it's like completely phony, inauthentic babyfacery that Rhea Ripley has, like no type of soul or fire behind the things she says. It all sounds very robotic and scripted, and then it's just like it feels like, all right, you look at both of these women's matches and you see who's going to win them, right? And then it's like these champions are handing these belts to these white women that are largely, in Liv's case, as I mentioned earlier, it's like this heel who's like trying to get her redemption, who's like this "you deserve it" charity case, whatever the fuck. And then Rhea Ripley, they got her next to Jade, so Jade looks like the big monster. And bro, that Chrysler 300 Phantom shit is absolutely real when Jade Cargill stands next to Rhea Ripley. It's like you've been calling her a mommy and building her up as like the biggest, like most dangerous threat. She stands next to Jade and like Jade makes her look regular.
Jade has a way better physique before, and then also heard something about like Rhea's like body doesn't look as far as like as muscular as it used to be. And I was like, all right, well, I haven't watched, so I can't speak to it, but I'll take your word for it. But like, yeah, like even Rhea in her whatever you want to call it, like she's not like a freaking bodybuilder or a professional looking bodybuilder like Jade Cargill does. Like there are very few people that look like that.
It's tough.
So like, cool. I know who I'd rather want to watch wrestle when the bell rings.
Yeah.
So like, I don't really bother me, but yeah, I mean,
very bad promos between each other. They nuked all the heat. Somebody got sat down and was like, y'all can't do that after that first Twitter exchange. There was somebody that was very upset that has a lot of power backstage that, essentially got this shit basically, cut and dry. And You've gotten what you've gotten on screen because of this. I think going forward, they got to figure something out with Rhea Ripley. Like, this is looking like, look, I don't know why.
They had to figure out something they had to figure out something with the bigger star.
Yeah, because it's like,
or something. I'm trying to. Maybe I'm trying to get an understanding. Like, are you saying they need to move her around, or are you saying that like she? Okay. That's what I thought you were saying.
In there with people
gotcha.
like good wrestlers. Like,
I get you now.
Like, why aren't they doing her versus EO? Like, why aren't they doing?
Because they kind of did last year in that 3-way.
It's like, y'all can book Punk Roman, but y'all can't book this. Like, and it's like, come on, man. Like,
look, I don't know. Look, maybe their whole entire shit was thrown off with Bianca with her hand finger injury or whatever else, and the surgeries and bot surgery, whatever the hell was going on with her. So like maybe they're all like maybe they had a plan and once that happened, like everything just went into disarray. Even though they should be able to maneuver, that would have had months and months and months of time to be able to maneuver, but whatever.
Yeah. AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. This has been terrible. I think the only thing I really like from Becky Lynch when she said I was the person who killed the Divas era. I don't know if it was her necessarily by herself, but she was part of that.
I mean, she's one of the people.
She's part of that. So I kind of laughed.
She's one of those 4 people.
I kind of laughed. I was like, yeah, we got your ass the fuck out of here. But here we are with the Bella Twins and AJ Lee back. Where are we in 2026, James? This is fucking weird.
Oh, female part-timers come back to get what they was owed.
Oh, so we have to watch AJ Lee and Liv Morgan match. This sounds like a personal hell. And Alexa Bliss is on this show. All 3 of them, James.
Wait, what's the match?
AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch for the IC belt.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan's getting her own title match.
No, the way you present it, I misheard you. I thought you were saying they were doing AJ Lee versus Liv. I was like, oh my God.
No. I hope they never do that.
Oh boy, please never do that. Please don't.
I think that's all the matches. I mentioned them all. Huh? Very kind of mid. Like, there's just...
I mean, there's matches that have... so there are matches on the card was like, okay, if that was great, I'm not gonna be surprised. Like, a Randy Orton Cody match could be great, right? A CM Punk Roman Reigns match could be great. The ladder match could be great. The Brock and Obafemi could be an awesome Haas match, right? But would you bet on it?
It's like I don't see
how much of this stuff would you how many of these things when you see the lineup or you see the card or you see the graphics of the matchup and you're like, oh yeah, put that in count that as a book in spades. Like, yeah, that's definitely picking up a book.
I almost feel like I see them and I'm like, well, what can go wrong? Like, I don't see
these are all 9s and jacks.
Yeah, it's like I don't see. It's like, all right, Sami Zayn's in there with Trick Williams, so Trick's gonna have to step up because we know Zayn will have a good match on a WrestleMania.
He's gonna get but the whole match is gonna be he's gonna get beat on, and does Trick Williams have enough engaging offense to make that work?
Yeah, Balor's gonna be carrying.
Yep.
It's only thing you look on paper really and see is Rollins and Gunther, where it's like, okay, there's 2 guys.
That's like the only match out. That's the only match I would straight up bank on. Be like because of the level of those guys, and also they're a good amount of time, and you're not gonna be fucked with.
Right. Everything else could be caught up in booking hell or weird reactions or just
somebody don't want to do business.
There's always that. What else we got, man?
Seth Rollins is always open for business.
Oh yeah, he's willing to lay them shoulders.
Yeah.
But what else we got? Speaking of someone not wanting to lay them shoulders, this was an anniversary a couple of days ago, the 30th year of the Iron Man match, James.
I saw your video essay on it. It was really good.
Appreciate it.
Check out RLPW, yo.
Yeah. I think I've had it up for like 4 or 5 days. It has like over 4,000 views on it, so appreciate you guys checking it out and shit. And I guess it's going its own directions now. So, but yeah, man, the Iron Man match, it was like, the first kind of seminal match. I mentioned, I kind of became a fan 30 years ago. It's right there. I always remember March 31st, 1996. It's always a big day. Always kind of like look at it on the calendar. see the Iron Man match now, and I always kind of wonder what if they were able to just get on the same page? What if Shawn Michaels just backed away from the pills a little bit, please, and just stop being an asshole just a little bit, please, the nigga Bret, all the nigga Bret wanted was just a little bit to work with, just don't be the person that you want to be, just a little bit. And I think they could have figured it out. And I started thinking, and I got a couple people that was snarky comments like, "Oh man, if those two stuck around, WWE would have never won the Monday Night War," or some shit like that. And I was like, "Do you think this is what that's about?" Because I'm sorry, if Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels are in the fold, I think they might have a little bit easier time.
Yeah. I can see how you could watch 96 through 97. Shawn Michaels be like, "Oh yeah, that guy definitely wouldn't have survived in the Attitude Era. He definitely would have made it. He definitely would have made life easier, or had high profile matches and feuds with these guys that flat out once the bell ring weren't as good as him, but also on the mic where he was better than some of them or most of them." Yeah, definitely. That definitely would have worked. Yeah, they definitely couldn't have used Shawn Michaels instead of Triple fucking H as a top guy. Fuck are we talking about? People just say dumb shit.
Black Saber Jr., do you think the match would have been better if it was 30 instead of an hour? Probably.
Absolutely.
Probably it is.
Absolutely.
But
it was a pacing problem.
Yeah. It's no doubt a better match, but I think the match quality thing is it's overrated in a sense when it comes to the Iron Man match, because it was lasting the hour, and it was so much into it when the training was
that mattered more back then than it does now. Now we're just okay, we know these guys. We know anybody worth a damn at pro wrestling can go an hour. Back then it was can someone actually really do? At least from my perspective, as a child, I was do people even do that? I know that was possible. I never saw an hour long match before.
Right, and it was they so much of the bill was Shawn Michaels doing push-ups upside down on the wall and shit, and doing all getting thrown around by.
He was doing handstand push-ups.
I think so.
I didn't know that.
I
forgot.
And doing drills with luchadors and shit, and then you see Bret Hart running over the fucking ice and his old man stretching them and different stuff like that. It just felt different, bro. It just felt like they knew how to build something up, make it epic, and it was these two guys that had been apart for a couple years, but all they had been doing was alternating match of the night on every pay-per-view, whatever, right? And they faced each other, obviously, in 92, 93 on different house shows and stuff like that. But Shawn was always the little nigga. And Bret was his, that's who you're chasing, essentially. And then it was, I wonder how much of it is when it's time for Shawn to come of age, Bret can't deal with that and maybe sees his own mortality. Because he always knew Shawn was the guy that was coming for him.
There's that, and there's also the part where they worked themselves to a shoot. What was the conversation? There was allegedly some conversation between both of them when they were we're going to work the boys by making them think there's actually actually heat between us, and then by them not checking in with each other or whatever else, there was distrust that grew, and then they worked themselves to a shoot, and then all of a sudden they started really hating each other. It wasn't just about work; they worked themselves. So that's why you don't do that dumb shit. That's a perfect lesson for pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Don't try to work the boys because you end up working yourselves.
Yeah, and there's leading up to 96, you can see a lot, on Bret Hart's plate, to where he's holding his bitch, but it's really for somebody else. He's pissed. Vince has been fucking him around essentially since 1993. Essentially, where he thinks that first run, it's I got the belt. Yeah, bro. If y'all never read how all that shit went down at WrestleMania 9 and then King of the Ring 93 and all between that, seek that out. I think you get flash forward back to the Iron Man match. It's just a feat, and it's a moment in time. And for me, I've never really bought into the whole overrated thing because it just felt like those are the two heroes of that time. And maybe that's just when I started watching, and I'm biased towards that. That's fine.
But I mean, that's how. But that's how it is when anybody's particular era. There's nostalgia. There's nostalgia for what they grew up, what drew them to the thing that they still watch or whatever else, right? Like, like me and you aren't as romantic about it. I mean, well, occasionally or generally aren't as, but like, I don't pine to see like basketball games in the '80s. I'm watching the game right now. It's third quarter and it's 58-90. Right, it's 8 minutes into the third quarter. Like, I don't want to watch like these closed off offenses that can't do anything because the skill level is weird, and then like and like defenses that have this overwhelming advantage, and like teams are bringing the ball up slow, whatever. Like, I don't want to see that. Like, we figured out a way to optimize offensive basketball. It's a little more exciting, but the game, ping pongs back and forth to either side of four more. To me, I enjoy watching this more. Now, one thing is like I don't watch college basketball as much anymore because like they're still stuck doing this shit. So yeah, like I don't. So, but from the grown up on this, like I still have my nostalgic feels for a Tracy McGrady, Kevin Garnett, a Rasheed Wallace, a Jason Kidd, like so. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I just think that like I think most people get stuck in what I grew up on is the way it's supposed to be, as opposed to being like, look, man, this ain't gonna be. It's only gonna be that way for a certain amount of time, and it's gonna evolve. And if you really like this, be open to it changing, and maybe in coming into open mind, you might like it as it goes. Otherwise, you're saying like, oh, I hate this shit, whatever else.
Yeah, you could easily find yourself being some Cornette motherfucker, like
or inside the NBA motherfucker.
Yeah. But it's like I look back on it and I'm with a fondness, and then I always find there's new angles to kind of like digest what I was watching and what it was like right before I started watching, and it's always just fascinating to put all that stuff together. And I got a lot of thoughts and a lot of different like video essays that I think I can kind of formulate with some of this stuff, and this was just kind of like the first taste of it. What else we got? I'm on Mr. Bull.
That's a good point.
Said that match is part of the reason wrestlers identify as Bret Hart style wrestlers or Shawn Michaels style wrestlers. It's influential even if you don't rate it as high now. Yeah, like a lot of modern wrestlers are born out of the Bret Shawn rivalry. Like, and then look who they were teaching. Look at the influence that you mentioned.
Yeah, like I mean, just the way their philosophy on selling and psychology is like it's different. Like they're both great, but they're just different approaches or whatever else. And there's not a right or wrong way to do it. Even though people will try to gaslight you into believing one way is better or one's the right way and one's the wrong way. It's like, all right, well, if the crowd loses their shit to both, I think there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah. And you can just look at Revolution, right? You can look at FTR versus the Bucks, which is like the tag team version of this, right? Mm-hmm. And you saw like FTR and the Bucks could have easily ended up on some Bret Shawn shit, like to where they can't even fucking get in the ring with each other. Like, and it's a credit that some type of cooler has prevailed at some point, and It ended up being to where they could actually.
That's a good point, because that match should have happened in LA a couple years ago. It didn't.
Yeah,
I forgot about that point.
Yeah, and it's like, part of me was like, it's a Marty McFly zone. Like, what if Bret and Shawn are able to work it out a little bit, and then it's crazy like how it goes to Montreal, and then like their careers are almost both never the same. In the follow-up of it, like Shawn Michaels' career changes 2 months later, like when he breaks his fucking back, and then it's just like 6 months later after Montreal, it's like neither of them, it's like this fucking puff of smoke, like either of them exist, and then they go forward essentially, the WWF, and it was almost like, damn, was it all worth it? Like, and I don't know, that's a question I think I'll always ask myself, like. 96 and 97 are fucking fascinating. Like in how we always hear people say 1997 is the greatest year in pro wrestling history and stuff like that. I remember watching it at the time, and it always felt really important. NWO was great. WCW was great. And WWF was great because they had all these fucking guys where it was like teaming, like in trying to break into something new. Everybody just couldn't make it. So, what you looking at?
Luca just came up lame, and
Oh no!
I think it might be a calf strain.
Oh Jesus!
Like it. They went a commercial break, but sorry, buddy.
Oh Jesus! But yeah, I think. Look, I'm not going to tell you to go watch the whole Iron Man match. Watch the highlights, man. That highlight clip is fucking amazing, bro. It's like 4 minutes long. I think someone was sending around on
if
Twitter.
If they could get this an hour-long match of 4 minutes, it'd be yes.
I was like, God damn, they was in there.
Hey, you know that double disc album. If you only cut it down to an hour length, it'd be really good. Like, yeah, of course.
So, Dev says, a kid that started watching in 2001, you couldn't convince me Shawn and Brett mattered because the company moved on. Yeah, like once they go, it's like, think about why they don't talk about the new generation era. Like I had someone in the comment, they were like, oh, you're being disrespectful or some shit like that. Like towards the end, I was like, no. I was like, the person that disrespected Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels in the new generation era was the fucking WWE itself. Like, they don't talk about it. They don't uplift it. They don't do none of that shit. They just act like everything started again in the Attitude Era.
Yeah, I mean,
appreciate Ethan Shaver Jr. We all haven't sent $4.99.
Wow. Look, I get it. It's a lot to do with like, look, we had this Hogan shit. It worked, and then we tried these new guys, and while some of them were our greatest wrestlers ever between, Undertaker and Shawn and Brett, like we had some bullshit going on the bottom of the card, in the mid card or whatever else, and then ultimately things came into place to where we jumped to another level when we chose people besides those people, and we not finna spend much time on this. And also you got this part where it's like we control our own propaganda arm for history, and like we also brand you and market you on these generations that last like 3-4 years, as opposed to generations that are actually 20 fucking years. So yeah, that happens. Like, so I saw somebody was talking about what were they talking about? They were talking about somebody was talking about on Twitter that like, hey, it makes no sense that Roman Reigns is calling CM Punk old when they're peers. And then somebody's response was, Roman is 40 or 41 and CM Punk is 47. And I was like, oh, so Kobe Bryant and LeBron James were peers? Because Kobe would be 47 if he was still alive, and LeBron's 41. Yeah, so Roman's 40, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, you think 1 year makes a difference between whether or not people are peers? Stop being brainwashed by these companies selling you something. They were selling you on generations and a line demarcation being different. But like, hey man, new generation started like what, 93?
Yeah.
Ruthless Aggression is like it ended in 96.
97, I would say.
Okay, Ruthless Aggression ended in even worse.
New Generation. 93, 97.
New Generation ended in 97, right?
Yeah.
Ruthless Aggression starts in 2022. There are 3 generations in that short amount of time. Don't that sound dumb?
Yeah, like
I'm sorry. I forgot my Yeezy line. Don't that sound like some dumb shit? So yeah, man, it's like people gotta, use this a little bit. Think critically. It's okay. Like, they were selling you something. It's okay that you bought it, but recognize that you bought this. Now unpack that you bought this and what it actually means when we talk about real reality.
Yeah.
Or whatever else.
Walk Besides Me had a question. If Shawn and Brett managed to get along, do Rock and Austin ascend the way they did? Brett works with both Rock and Austin, so I don't think he gets in the way. I think Shawn potentially is an issue. Obviously, Shawn and Rock will never work together, but Triple H will work with Rock. Austin will work with Rock. Shawn will eventually get boxed out and be forced to play ball with someone somewhere. Shawn will work with Austin begrudgingly. Him and Rock never cross paths still. If they manage to get along, you got to add Undertaker in this too, because Undertaker's going to be trying to make shit work. Like, Like, hey man, stop fucking around.
Yeah, Undertaker was gonna work with any of these people. So yeah. Sean's the only person that you worry about like working with people because it'd be like I don't want to give wins back, and by that point in time, if Sean and look, you know, if he had never got injured or whatever else, he was gonna have to do jobs for Sean, or sorry, for more jobs for Austin, and also do jobs for Rock. So it is what if Rock wanted to work with him. So it is what it is.
Yeah. You said by that logic, who would be the Undertaker's peer, The Rock? I don't know. I guess Triple H, right? Undertaker and Triple H, they're like the same age, I think.
No, but I'm saying no. But people are like, people aren't peers within a because the person was making a point of like, CM Punk was this old when was this old when Roman Reigns was in high school. Or I was like, we're not talking about them dating, you dummy. We're talking about them in a professional setting.
That's funny.
Like, they're all a part of this fraternity, and they're all in the same era, and they're wrestling at the same time. Like, this isn't like they're all wrestling for the same thing. They're quote unquote in their particular, in theory, in their primes. Like, CM Punk was the second biggest star in the company when Roman Reigns showed up in the Shield. Like, yeah, it's not that big of an age gap or it's not that big of a difference. It's not like, for example, like, give a perfect example, right? So, if I believe correctly, LeBron James is peers with Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Kobe Bryant, and Kawhi Leonard, right? Kobe Bryant and Kawhi Leonard are not peers.
Correct.
But there's a middle child in there, and that's LeBron James. Like, it's a 7-year age gap on both sides between Kawhi and Kobe, with LeBron in the middle. So that's why I'm saying, like, yeah, that's how you say these people are peers. But 7 years in a fake fighting acting show, no, they're fucking peers. What are we talking about?
Yeah. Oh man. So you want to talk about this NBA MVP race real quick?
I mean, it might just change right now. Like,
oh yeah. Look, man, if they don't give Luka this MVP, he's never getting one, and it's kind of going to be a shame. And
I don't know why. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, it's kind of going to be a shame. We're going to look back and be like, this nigga averaged what for this long, and then they never gave him one? That fucking sucks. Like, and, I just think the thing with Luka has been so weird from the national media to where I've become sympathetic to Luka now, where everybody all of a sudden cares about defense now and all this shit. I'm like, when the fuck did y'all didn't care about defense when Kobe Bryant was first team all defense and running up first team all NBA, averaging 35 and 31 and all this shit, and for a 5-year stretch, first team on both sides that nobody's ever fucking done in a row. Like,
yeah, but that was also kind of janky because they was out here giving, like, in 2019, like, Dwayne Wade was like finished third in Defensive Player of the Year and then finished second team behind Kobe. So it was weird. It was weird some years.
But I'm saying, ain't nobody
Kobe
give a fuck then. Like, now all of a sudden we need niggas locking up. We need niggas to get up on them.
Kobe had this issue where, like, he didn't have the team success back then, and they were a lot more rigid as far as, like, giving it to teams or giving it to players that were on 1 or 2 seeds. And I always thought that was stupid. Like, I thought Kobe was the MVP in 2006, right? Perfect example. Like, now he would have won MVP. Back then he didn't, right? Now, as far as Luka, like, Luka has this problem where it's like,
yeah, like, Jokic play some damn defense and get the fuck out of here, Myron saying.
Yeah, that I agree with that. But there's also the part where, like, Jokic is leading the league in assists and rebounds.
That's insane. Oh, I heard them Jokic is fake. I gotta watch a video about. I saw Low drop a video about Jokic's assists being fake. I haven't checked it out yet, but I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, fine, but like, I watched the NBA. There's fake assists everywhere. There's always been fake assists everywhere, right? So I don't know if his is any more egregious than the next person, right? But what I'm saying is, like, people are doing this thing about Jokic compared to Luka. It's like, yeah, but Luka's like shooting 45% from the field, and like Jokic is shooting like at a certain point was damn near shooting 60 for a good point of the year, and then he got the injury, and then it's like now he's looking like how he looked before he got injured and came back and wasn't exactly himself. He's not going to win MVP because of Jokic is not going to win MVP this year. He might finish either third or fourth because of his team success this year because like they just weren't a good team. And also you had they really hurt by missing out on Aaron Gordon for a lot of the year, right? So it is what it is. He's going to finish third or fourth while leading the league in assists and rebounds, and then still basically having you look at his year-to-year comparisons, like this is like a normal MVP Jokic year. It is what it is. It's got injured, missed some games, had a weird stretch, come back from injury, team success, all that. Like it worked is a perfect storm to where the guy that never got injured finally got injured, and it worked against him. So it is what it is. Here's your third or fourth place Jokic, and you're probably like the best third or fourth place finishing MVP since the 60s, right? There you go. Now Luka had a cold stretch where he could knock down threes to save his life, and now he's regressed to the mean, and he's knocking down threes at a clip of what he normally does. So now he looks incredible. And also the Lakers finally got right together, and they're the third seed. I think also remember when they came out the gate and they started with that hot streak, started the season. I was like, why do people think this team was going to be a playing team? Remember I said before the season, I was like, why is everybody putting this team to be like, somewhere in like 43, 44 wins and like be a 7 seed or 8 seed and they had to fight for the lives and play? And I was like, they were the 4 seed or whatever last year. Like, did people think LeBron was gonna he was really injured for real? He was never gonna get any bit healthier or what? Like, what was the difference between this team and last year's team that they thought they were gonna be so much worse? I never got it. So there was that. So like, I think a lot of it is now like as people counted them out so low on them or started out with them being so low.
As soon as Rich Paul started that podcast, you can draw a line. Like
what was
where
it?
Shit started getting fucked up, and then like they had to rebuild from there.
No, explain. What did the podcast have to do with this? As far as narrative, I'm blank. I forgot what Rich Paul said, so you got to tell me.
That's when he started talking about they need to trade Austin Reeves and all that shit, and then like everything started falling apart.
Okay, I remember that. Okay, so I don't know what as. Okay, so I'm sorry, but like in my mind, I'm thinking, all right, so I think the national media undersold how good that team was, and then like when they actually proved them wrong, they didn't get the boost that they should have been from the team from expectations being so low.
Of course not.
They're treating them like a team. They're treating Luka in the narrative of that team like this team was always going to be one of the 6 best, 4, 5, 6 best teams in the conference. When I saw the polls, everyone had them at like 7, 8, 9. And I remember that, but they didn't get the boost in expectations that they when you give these narrative for MVPs and also the way he's playing because he's leading the league in scoring. So he's getting punished by that perspective. But there's also this part where it's like, I think a lot of people during that bad stretch are still holding.
They was blaming him.
That's what I'm saying. They're holding against him when he's doing the whining, the whining and crying.
And look, you can never count out the LeBron James fan section in NBA media.
As far as what?
As far as people who are MVP voters and stuff like that. Be like, are we really about to give it to one of his teammates? And they were saying we need to let LeBron run the offense. And remember all that nasty shit that was going on? And
yeah, but if you're tapped in and you pay, well, then again, whatever. If you're tapped in and it's like LeBron the whole year, his usage was down the whole year. As far as people say he needs to be on the ball more, it was like that was never the case throughout the whole year. Nothing changed. He just got healthier. He got healthier, and Reeves got healthier, and like they decided to like play Marcus Smart instead of Rui, and they actually had one perimeter from the worth of damn on there. So it's like, oh my god, the defense is awful. It's actually just mediocre, and then like they played a little bit better defense, and they played some of the tanking teams, so their defense looks better. Their defensive numbers look good for the last like month or so. Like
we ain't trying to get
weird.
No LeBron teammate, no MVP. We can't do that.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like look at the 2 people that are presumably in front of him. Like, are we really not going to give it to Shea when he's doing what he's second in scoring and he's a better defender than Luka, and they have 60 wins right now, and they're beating the 3 seed by 40 or by 37 right now.
Is he
37? Sorry,
I was like, is he a better defender than Luka?
Oh, yeah. Get the fuck out of here! Yes.
Oh no.
Okay, I don't know how much Lakers games you watch. there were times early in the year where the fourth option on teams was taking turns on Luka's ass. ISO, get him out. I'm not joking. The fourth option on offense was going attacking Luka when they were putting him on the fourth option. That would now granted, Shea is not guarding number 1 or 2 options, but he's guarding the third option. They don't attack him.
Yeah, I don't know. I just hate what he's done to the game of basketball.
I think Bomani said this today on the right time, and I thought it was a good point. Like, you watch him, you watch Shea, and you're like, that is not an all-time great. But everything else says he is.
I know.
When the eye test doesn't match that.
I know. That nigga's like the reverse Kobe Bryant. Like
No. He is a 20. No. I would say something different. I would say he is 27, 28, 27. I think he's 27, right?
I could take a look.
I think Shea's 27 now.
27.
Shea is 27 and he plays like 31-year-old Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
But dunks even less. Like he literally has like the go to the elbow game or whatever else. Like, but in this spread out game, it's like, all right, he gets the ball at the top and then he'll, operate from there. That's how Kobe would right now. But like, that's how he plays how Kobe will operate in this game right now when Kobe was like 31. But he's 27.
I sure wish Kobe weird. Bryant was surrounded by shooting at age 31.
I mean, to be fair, they're not really that. He's not surrounded by that much shooting. It's just he's surrounded by that much defensive help to where it's like, oh, we miss a shot, that's fine. We'll just get on the break after we get another turnover.
Yeah. Wemby.
Also, Kobe Bryant never had this kind of guard help.
Oh,
they got like that. I don't think there's
Fisher his whole career.
I don't think there's ever been an NBA team with as much like guard depth as the Thunder have right now.
Insane. Wemby, trying to bring that bitch home, and he's run his own campaign on you niggas.
So I would have him second. Given the there's also another part where like Luka's at 3 seed, but there's a gigantic gap in wins, where it's like it's not. Like, yeah, they're the 3 seed, but, like, come on now. Like, for example, like, the Lakers have 50 wins. The Thunder have 60 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the Spurs have 58. Like, there's a huge gap in wins. And also, you look at, like, margin of victory and, like, the Lakers, the Spurs and the Thunder are, like, beating teams by averaging, like, 8 to 10 points a game. And then you look at the Lakers, they've only outscored their opponents by 1 point per game this year.
Hey. Like, this
is a magic trick that JJ Redick's pulling off. But
I'm with Wemby. Fuck all this shit.
Yeah, I am at the point. Thunder. I'm at the point now where it's like, look, if they can tie it, or obviously if they have the tiebreaker over OKC, if they get the front 1 seed, Wemby should win it. If it's stays where it is right now, where they're like 1.5 game or 2.5 games back, whatever else. Depending on how this goes, I might still be enticed to still give it to Wemby. Given like I've watched these games the last 2 weeks, I've watched most of every Spurs game the last 2 weeks. Not today because he sat down, but it's like, bro, he is doing shit where it's like it's almost like it's a lot of like peak Giannis stuff, where it's like, all right, I used to have the ball a lot, and now I've realized my best offensive utility is as a screener and as a hard roll guy, and because I cause all these problems when I just roll hard to the basket after a screen, it's like he's figured this out at 22, and like whatever Steph Curry was for a gravitational force as a shooter, that's what he is as a roller. Mm-hmm. It's like if you don't put 2 bodies on him rolling to the basket, it's a lay-in or a dunk. And then if you do put 2 on him, it's just going to a corner 3 shooter. And they got a lot of them that are good. Like, and they have a lot of guard help as far as not necessarily that any of them are stars necessarily. I mean, Cass might be a star, right? Mm-hmm. But I mean, like, they have people that know what the fuck they're doing, and like his rookie year, they have people that want to give him the ball or utilize him as a weapon to score points. Supposed to like, it's time for me to get me, and it's like, nah, man, get out this team, get out of here, right? Like when you got Vassell and Harper and also Castle is like, yeah, you have good guard. And Fox, you have good guard play now. They know how to get the big guy the ball.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So he had, he's had these crazy instant microwavable double-doubles start the quarters the last 2 games. He scored 40. He had scored 40 and 15 the last 2 games. Like, if he turns this up and keeps up at this point, like, he might be able to steal it. I don't think he's going to be able to, because I think, given how this game went with the Lakers, like, I don't think they're going to be able to close that gap of the 2 wins or whatever else. But this team only won 30-some games last year, man.
That's a huge turnaround. Like, to jump to a 60, like, and that Spurs, I think if they get to a Spurs Thunder conference finals, that shit's gonna be a bloodbath.
Yeah, especially because we've seen them kick the Thunder's ass.
And look,
3 times,
and they don't like each other. They don't like how the other team gets down. Both sides.
Yep.
Oh my God, give it to me. Give it to me. And the Spurs, look.
And there's another part about this.
I'm rolling with the Spurs.
There's another part about this. I am too. There's another part about this. It makes no sense that I should be doing this. It's like, because if the Thunder beat them, it's like, oh, of course, they have the age gap difference and experience gap. But
it's like, what this reminds me of? It's like Pistons and Bulls, and it's like they're a couple years older than them.
Yeah.
But when they catch them niggas,
it's gonna be over for them. And it's gonna be Shea, and it's gonna be dark skinned Jalen, in these documentaries years later talking about we was old, nigga, you 29.
Yeah. Look, Wemby gonna have this shit clocked. Look, win y'all shit now. If y'all gonna beat them, y'all better beat them this year. Because if you fuck around and let them win this year, it's over.
It's over with.
Like, this is it, Thunder.
Yeah.
This it. Unless y'all start cashing in all these, lotto tickets and shit like that to artificially try to, do some shit. But
remember,
they got the shit built in San Antonio.
You know this very well. The 2000s. Whenever that second round of that West Conference Finals game or series between the Spurs and the Lakers was going off, he was like, "Oh, that's the de facto finals."
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is feeling like.
Yeah.
These are the 2 best teams in basketball. And the only team I think even got a puncher's chance is like the Celtics, given that Jason Tatum looks like Jason Tatum again now.
Did you see that triple-double he had or something? It was like 25, 18 rebounds, and like 11 assists.
Like 3 days ago?
Yeah.
Forget that part. The last week and a half, he looks like Jason. He had 25 yesterday or last night. And I don't know if you watched him. He's getting downhill. He looks athletic driving. Like, he's laying it up.
Look at that.
He looks like Jason Tatum again. It's nuts. He tore his Achilles 11 months ago.
So if he wins, Wemby going on a Duncan run. Duncan ain't never looked like this.
I get what you saying, but yes, plus and then some. There's something to be said about Wembanyama does something in every other game that I don't think I've ever seen another basketball player ever do before. It's nuts. Like, I don't think I have watched a basketball player like this where it's like he captures my imagination quite like this since Steph Curry. Since Steph Curry was on the road to becoming Steph Curry. Like 2014 through 16, where it's like, you mean to tell me he's gonna shoot 45% while taking 10 threes?
Miss? Like, I don't.
Right.
Like, what do you mean it's gonna go in all the time? Damn.
Remember that OKC game that he won? When he shot a shit from 50 feet, it's or whatever, 45 feet. It's like, I never thought I was gonna see that, but we've seen this from. But we've seen that kind of stuff. Where like, I didn't think that you could do this with a basketball or you do this on a basketball court. But it's totally different. It's not because I didn't think someone could have the ability to shoot like that. This is like, I didn't think someone that was 6'7" or 7'6" could move like this. So yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what's up with Twitch. If it I send it out to Twitch. I don't know if it sends the notification, but we appreciate you still watching, Frankie.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I think Dan jumps on Twitch too sometimes, Frankie.
Coffin,
yeah.
Okay.
So Myra said, "Who y'all got coming out the East is wide open as fuck." I mean, look,
For me, the Celtics.
I'm gonna say somebody got to prove that they're gonna beat the Celtics.
Look, and it's crazy because the Knicks absolutely kicked their ass last year.
Yeah,
They were kicking their ass. They were gonna put them out even
it.
before Tatum tore his Achilles.
I don't
But
believe it. I don't believe it.
I thought that was a fluky series where that happened anyway.
Mike Brown is their coach. I don't believe it. I'm sorry.
So yeah,
and the Pistons. I mean,
I'm worried about Cade.
Yeah,
they have no shot if Cade is gonna be hampered.
Yeah, that's tough.
Because they talking like they hoping to get him back for like game 1. Like I was listening to Vinny Gill will talk about it. It's like, yeah, he's basically done for the season, and they're hoping to try to get him back for the first playoff series. I'm like, if that's the case,
Jesus,
all that time off, he ain't gonna be able to work on his condition. He got collapsed lung.
And
it's got to be hard playoff time. And he's their only real shot creator when the shit hits the fan. Nah, bro, that sounds like a second round exit to me.
Black Saber Jr., if we can come out the East, I'd rather face the Thunder than the Spurs. Look, hope for Cade. I mean, look, Wemby is like, yeah. I mean, the Thunder could be had. Like them niggas backdoor they went to that title last year.
If I were a Pistons fan, which Black Saber Jr. is, I probably would rather face the Spurs because. How do I say this?
you have Isaiah Stewart.
I would even get into and Jalen Duren. I wouldn't even get into. Yeah. So for those, so no one knows this. So Rich has been sending me videos of his workouts as far as him like working on the bench press, right? Because he's trying to find his like he's never like really maxed out, so he's like finding like what his 5 rep max is. He's sending me different stuff. So at one point randomly, he comes off the bench after finishing the set or whatever else he does. It's like this Isaiah Stewart. So that's his new running gag. But yeah, man, I just I think for the Pistons, I think they can, because especially during the year, right? There's been a great point of frustration with the Pistons and the coaching staff of them dealing with Shea throughout the year, especially recently that game they just had. So I think I think that kind of bothers them, gets under their skin more than the Wemby stuff does.
Mm-hmm.
I think they can go. I think they can flat out guard even the Spurs guards better than they can handle just dealing with Shea by himself. Yeah. Or let alone if like dark skinned Jalen is like up and running.
This Thunder shit must be stopped. Like, don't love it. Don't love it.
But yeah, man, I think I hope the OKC. I hope that we get an OKC Thunder. OKC and Spurs series. And the other thing interesting to me is like I think whoever is going to be whoever OKC faces in the 4 seed, whether it's like the Timberwolves or the Nuggets, that's going to present more of a challenge to them than like whatever the Spurs got to deal with between like let's say it's the Rockets or it's the Lakers. I think the Spurs finna put the brooms to either one of them teams. So
I'm just hoping the Lakers get out the first round.
Well, it'll be a playing team, so
no, it'll be
it'll be 6 seed. It'll be 6 seed. You're right. Yeah, it could be.
So
it could be. I just don't think like.
I saw what happened last year.
Yeah, good point.
Look, let that shit happen again.
You know what? Edwards didn't play today.
What the fuck? I don't know. I saw he was out. I didn't see why.
Okay. You saw he's missing on 65.
Yep.
Man, that all NBA team was like ass cheeks. They got to change this rule. It was done. Like, look, for those that are like, there are people that change their minds on this. I don't remember what Rich thoughts on this, but Rich can vouch. I fucking hated this from the start. This was always dumb. I always thought this was dumb. I always said, hey, the voters, I've always took into account how many games people missed when they did all NBA. You would rather have Blake Griffin or Chris Paul 60 games than I don't know, Josh Smith or Paul Millsap's 70. So what are we talking about, right? So now you have this rule in place, and because all NBA is tied to what these max salary slots are, now we're affecting NBA history, and we're going to have a bunch of people, like, straight up, like, they have no business being all NBA multiple years, and we're going to have another Steph Curry situation that opens up a slot for potentially Kevin Durant. Like Victor Wembanyama, if he rolls, like he missed his game, I think he's gonna make it through. But if he missed out again through, right? Oh, next contract. Oh, sign it immediately, sign it. But we don't have to pay you as much as you should be making, which then leads to bullshit happening, unintended consequences. And they ain't gonna like when Wembanyama's not making a full max salary slot when he should make it 5% more to cap. They're not gonna like that. So they better figure it out. Just like they better not keep fucking with the tanking stuff for draft. Do you see these proposals?
Awful.
Do they not realize they're making it easier to tank?
I don't understand.
So more teams are taking it every before because the odds have been flattened to make it easier for someone to slip in there and get a top 5, top 4 pick before than they had no business ever doing before.
Right.
Now you want to even also now a team that's like, oh, all right, somebody missed 40 games. That's a big star for us, and they can get a situation where like what happened with Wemby's blood clots and they end up getting Dylan Harper. Okay, you're gonna like that. You're really gonna like that. Okay. So, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You notice how we did this whole conversation about playoff runs, whatever else? We have not mentioned the Harden and
Myron just
Mitchell.
did. He said Harden Mitchell choke job again this year. I mean, the James Harden choke job is just warming up. We just waiting on it.
I wouldn't give Donovan Mitchell that kind of look. That is, I wouldn't put that on him in that kind of way. That is, James Harden is a whole nother tier of playoff dropper compared to any other mere mortal.
James Harden is legendary at being worse in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on the Hornets recently? Great
story.
They've
been really good. It's weird that they went on this crazy run and it's like, oh, so where are they in the playoff standings? Oh, they're still playing. What the
Let
fuck?
me check where they're at. Hold on.
Like they've gone on a crazy streak over the last like 2 or basically post.
Bro, what the fuck? They're in the 8th seed, bro.
I told you
they've been beating the shit.
I know.
Out of niggas.
I know.
Bro, Con Knipple is out here like looking like he's about to be a multiple-time All-Star,
right?
Like all NBA
LaMelo Ball is getting all. LaMelo Ball should be telling everybody to suck his dick. Like, I watched that his beginning career. I was like, oh, that I've seen that before. That is a telltale signs of a loser. And nah, man, like that team has figured it out. Like
always believed.
They drafted well. He has toned his game down some. And they look like an actual real nucleus of a multiple-time playoff team. It's crazy. They started so slow, but neither here nor there, they have a bright future. It ain't go forward from there. So happy for them because, look, man, like
we need LaMelo Ball to be good. Like,
I'm not rooting for somebody to play like a loser, but he was, and now he's not.
So this nigga was this. Like, people talk about American basketball players they want that are stars and shit. Like, this is a ready-made star. Nigga been a star since he was a high schooler. Like, so, like, if this nigga works out, like, it's gonna be fruitful to watch. And especially when Team USA is coming. We are going to need all the help we can get to stop that French nigga in 2028.
Look, man, I think they only look. We'll see because obviously, I think Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are both done with Team USA basketball.
Ooh, wow.
But let's say they aren't. I think I'm calling Con Knipple first. If I got to take one Hornet for Team USA thing, I think I'm going to take Con Knipple. I need a specialist.
I mean, I think positionally.
Right.
Probably,
That's what I mean. Just positionally,
it's going to work out.
I mean,
like
he's
that.
better than LaMelo Ball, whatever else in a vacuum. I'm saying positionally, it's like the Michael Redd, type of we'll put him on the team because he fits a role that we need, and we don't want too much overlap. Like, yes, Gilbert Arenas is better than him. That's not the point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I've been thinking about that in the back of my mind, man. By the time Wemby gonna be real mad, like,
oh, buddy,
just...
it ain't gonna much matter come 2028 if he's healthy.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the rest of Team France even looks like.
Rudy still gonna be there?
Who cares?
Probably.
Who cares?
Rudy be the backup.
Look, let him bring back Rudy and Batum. I don't give a shit.
Oh my god.
I'm talking about that guy at 20 freaking 6 or whatever else.
Yeah.
Or not 26, 25.
Look, man. Look, I'm an advocate of throwing rocks at Team USA if they don't win. Not in 2028. You almost got to understand.
Yeah. We talking about something totally different.
This is something we ain't never seen, and then like it depends on who we gather up, and send over to, or send to LA. Can we make sure that Wemby don't get to the game somehow? Can we kidnap him or something? Can a Rolling 60s make an appearance or something like that? Can he make a wrong turn somewhere?
Okay, I got one for you. Do they need to get John Shire on the coaching staff?
I mean, wouldn't hurt being assistant or something.
Like, just to be like, hey, Jason, I know what happened. It was rough or whatever else. You couldn't make a jump shot for the whole summer. You won a title while you couldn't make a fucking jump shot the whole summer. But I'm here. Me, you go way back. That sort of thing. Hey, Paolo, I know you thought he was gonna be on this team, but no,
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Just no.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Bro,
Zion ain't gonna be there to save us.
Nah, Zion. Look, I'm calling Paolo, but I'm calling Zion.
That's sad.
Like, just based on no. Zion's a lot better basketball player right now. I'm just saying, based off of like, I am willing to not count out Paolo. This could just be a third year from hell. Sophomore or third year? Third year from hell, right? Mm-hmm. Finally got expectations, couldn't live up to it, can make jumpers. Like, I'm willing to be like, hey, watch it. We'll give it. We'll give it 2 more years to see if you look more. You get back in line with what you look like before this year.
Coop.
Oh yeah, he's definitely in the team. He's definitely in the team. That's what I'm saying. Shire, you gotta get.
Let's see. All right, the projection, and I think this is from ESPN. Zach Cram. It is. Let's see. Halliburton and Edwards, Knipple, Cunningham, Tatum and Flagg, Jalen Williams.
Okay.
Amen Thompson. And
he's not making the team.
Who the fuck
he's not
is
gonna make
Barnes?
the team.
What Barnes? Positional versatility.
Scotty Barnes.
Okay.
Look.
Bam Adebayo, and then Holmgren and Jalen Duren.
Okay,
so it ain't enough. It ain't enough.
Right. So hold on, just straight up, like, what's the name you said? Go through the names again.
I'm gonna display them. Hold on.
All right,
bring them in.
Sorry about that.
You got.
There's somebody that you mentioned. I was like, they're not making the team. I can tell you that right now.
Jalen Duren.
It wasn't Jalen Duren though. But he's gonna be a backup big behind Bam or whatever, so that's fine.
Okay.
It's not on the screen.
Yeah, it'll be here in just a second.
Okay.
Bang.
All right, so I'm trying to see. All right, yeah. So, Amen Thompson. He's not making the team. No. Not good enough offensively. No.
Yeah, like who the fuck is the point guard? That's what I'm looking at. Like,
Halliburton.
Oh yeah, Halliburton.
They need another point guard though, besides just Halliburton though. But
that's funny. They didn't put Jason Tatum on this shit.
Oh, why isn't Jalen Brunson on here? Does he not want to do it?
I think he'll be older by then. Actually, he has Tatum there at the 12th spot.
Yeah.
Look, Bam Adebayo, go ahead and score that 83 over there, nigga. Score it against Wemby, nigga.
Scoring 80 on Wemby is like scoring
Do
80
it against
on Wemby.
Wemby, nigga.
Scoring 80 on Wemby is literally like scoring 115.
You know, let's see.
As a big, you might be able to do that if you get ISO if you're a big wing or whatever else. But like if you are a small guard or if you are a big as well, you good fucking luck. Good luck shooting over that broomstick.
Thompson twins are gonna be on Team Jamaica. That's funny.
How did you make it? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. Myron, you couldn't play me to be the Team USA coach in 22. Yeah, bro. I remember when Larry Brown was trying to tell niggas to play the right way at 04. We threw rocks at that nigga. Nope. Yeah, look. It's never too early to start talking about the Olympic team.
I mean, look,
it's always
we'll see
good.
because look. Obviously, that's looking at chalk or whatever else. We don't know. Like we don't know what like AJ the Bounce is gonna look like. We don't know what what's your boy Peterson is gonna look like.
Peterson, yep.
Yeah, because look, both of those guys looking at them, those are like future All Stars.
Mm-hmm.
To me, right? Like Darren Peterson looks like, hey, what if Steph Curry was like put into young Michael Jordan's body? Not saying he has attributes of Michael Jordan, I mean like just a frame, like the build and frame. He looks like a skinny 6'6" guy. And then but he's coming off pin downs and he's moving out the ball and he has a really good handle and he's a 3-level scorer. Like quite frankly, like all the stuff about, him taking stuff out of games, whatever, I do not care about it in the pros. Like that's college. Look, I see people sit out of games or sit out, Cam Ward was number one pick in the draft this or last year, right? And he sat out for Miami in the bowl game. I don't care. Like he sat out on Kansas in a regular season game, or he sat out because he had some injury or whatever else. Fine. He gets to the NBA. I don't think he's gonna be doing that. So yeah, I think that guy's an all-star. He looks like an immediate like 25 per game or 25 point per game scorer by year 2. He looks like that kind of guy. So yeah, and then the bands are like he looks like more athletic Jason Tatum, which is like what? But yeah, like same dimensions, same kind of game, and just more physical and stronger and
be ready, nigga. 2028, go
and faster.
Go, bring it all, nigga. Wemby's waiting, nigga.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yep. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening to the show and watch from the stream. If you're watching the stream, be sure to go to the show notes for the podcast when it's up, and don't go to the Red Circle link and donate there. And be sure to listen to other shows from the network besides One Radio. You have Keeping It Strong Style, All Things Elite, Imps Adventures, AEW Match Guide, the Tristan Sarah Wrestling Podcast, Tunnel Talk, and Wrestling Art with Chris Things. Thanks for listening, y'all. Later.
Peace. Friday next week. Make sure y'all follow RPW. We almost to 500 subs.
Check that out. Oh, got to send me the link to that so I can.
I shall.
So I can put it in the show notes. All right, later, y'all. All right, I'm done recording.
All right, y'all. We getting up out of here. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Like we said, Friday next week. My birthday's next Thursday. No show. But yeah. So we'll see y'all then.
There you go.